Number 4, Penn State at number 3, Iowa. The Nittany Lions getting a 1.5 as they go to Iowa City. They're going to have a stripe out in the stadium. It's going to be a very fun atmosphere out there at Kinnick Stadium. Guy, where are we thinking here? Biggest game of Penn State season. Can they be road warriors yet again? Or are the Hawkeyes going to take care of business at home?
I mean, I can't go bias here, right? So, I mean, when you look at it, I actually saw a really cool stat about this the other day about how Iowa's had like 20 drives in opponent's territory already. And so, while Penn State, like just comparison-wise, only had 8, I was like, that's a huge, huge difference. The number of picks, this defense for Iowa is just really they're going to swarm Clifford. But Penn State...
Oh! Then not so fast.
Prior 3 in Kinnick. It sounds worse going there than what I feel like it actually is. It's not even a night game. Clifford's biggest test this year, but he's only had a couple of picks this year. He's played very well. So I'm taking Penn State.
Going with the Nits, hyping up the Iowa Hawkeyes, talking about their defense, all the takeaways they had. They have been absolutely fantastic this year, been ball hawks. Have the Hawkeyes been on defense? You know, Guy, well, I'll say this. Not great that we both agree on this. I'm with you. I actually feel good about this game. To your point, they have played well in Kinnick Stadium recently. It's not a night game, which I think does help. 4 o'clock game, 3 o'clock local time. So that kind of, not that it's going to be a big difference in atmosphere, but again, not a night game. Maybe calms the fans down just a tiny bit. One extra one lesser beer or two than maybe if they had a little bit later start, which maybe could help. But to your point, Iowa's defense has been one of the best units overall in college football, right? They take the ball away better than anyone. We saw it. Maryland, unfortunately, Taliah Tagovailoa found that out the hard way the last time they played when they got 7 turnovers over Maryland. But to your point, the thing why I'm believing in Penn State, their defense, well, not as good as Iowa's, is still really damn good. I like Penn State's offense. I believe in Sean Clifford. The way he's developed this year, where the first 2 years of his career, he was a kind of one-and-done guy. He's going to look at one read. If it's not open, he's going to tuck it and run. He's not the fastest guy in the world. It's not Lamar Jackson by any stretch. And we saw 2020, 2019, he got worn down each year at the end because he just got too banged up running too much. This year, he's not only staying in the pocket longer, he's looking at second and third reads, he's also extending plays with his legs and still looking to throw the ball. I love that it's really throw. Okay, really nothing's open, then I'll take off and run. Instead of where the first 2 years, he would just look at one guy and then try to run. He's taking care of the ball really well. And the fact, too, like they are battle-tested. I know Iowa's, too, they had a big win over Iowa State. At Iowa State a few weeks ago, but Penn State too started the season on the road at Wisconsin, a game where that first half was as ugly as could be. The Penn State offense got nothing going. I think they got 1 first down, maybe, if that. Wisconsin, even though they didn't score any points, was dominating time possession, yardage. But Sean Clifford came out in the second half, played really damn well, got Penn State going here. They scored 16 points second half, got the win. He played really well against Auburn. I'm believing in Penn State. I think they go on the road, do get this win over Iowa. They are the more complete team. I trust Penn State's offense a lot more, even though they're going against a defense that takes the ball away, than I do Iowa's offense going on against Penn State's defense. Because to your point, Iowa's offense, you look at their rankings, they're not very high in yards per game, in points per game. There's a reason for it because to your point, they get a lot of good field position because their defense gets a lot of takeaways and you're starting in opponent's territory a lot more than normal. I do trust Penn State's defense to stop them more than I trust Iowa's defense to stop Penn State's offense.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do think the one concern I would have for Penn State is they need to figure out this run game.
Yes.
With all the talent they have, and Clifford, look, last year still happened,
Yep.
So it's in my head a little bit that Clifford's going to need support at some point. That might be this week, but I do think that the potential is there for the Penn State run game to take off.
And the short yards, even though they ran for over 200 yards against Indiana last week, the short yardage situations are a little bit of concern. 3rd and short, 4th and short, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. They have struggled to kind of convert that and get a push offensively. But I'm in agreement. Push comes shove. Low-scoring game here. 24-21, 21-17, 23-20. I do think Penn State gets it done. We are both on the Nittany Lions plus 1.5. I pray we don't mush that game for sure.
Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.